Hi there makers, it is Jo here from Minerva, and today I'm continuing with my pocket series where we're looking at the application of different types of pockets. There might be one in your pattern, or you might be wanting to hack onto an existing pattern. Today we're looking at slanted or slash pockets. So those are pockets that are within the side seams, but you've got a little bit of an opening at the front to get your hands in your pockets. You tend to see it on trousers, dresses, skirts, anywhere where you've got a side seam. Today I'm making a dress and I've got a contrasting fabric, so I thought it was a good opportunity to show you a few tips for sewing slant pockets. A slanted or open pocket has three parts. So it has your garment part with the slash taken out of that area of the pattern. It has a pocket facing and a pocket bag. Depending on the fabric you're using and the shape or depth of your pocket, you might need to stabilise that pocket in some way so it doesn't fall forward or start to bag out over time. If you've got something close fitting, then you might want to make sure that when you fit your garment that you don't blow open the pocket, needing that extra space for your body. So you want to make sure that you get the fit right and include the pocket detail. I've got a linen pocket bag, and it's just coordinating with my fabrics today, but it means you can see one piece against a printed fabric. So I'm going to add a piece of form band, and form band is a really slim piece of interfacing, and it has a stay stitch line running through it, so it will stop this area from rippling. You press it on with an iron and you can put it on both the pocket bag and your slash pocket feature here. It depends on what fabric you're using. I've got quite a stable, crisp cotton today, so I'm just going to put it on the linen piece. If you don't have any form band to use, you can just stay stitch the edge of that directly on your machine. So change your stitch length down to 2, because if it's nice and close, it will hold all the weave together. You need to do your stay stitching line within the seam allowance. You can do the same on your pocket facing. When you're working with pockets, it's a good idea to work with both pockets at the same time so you don't get any pieces that are the wrong way around. And let's get this on the right way around. The stay tape goes on here. The stitch line runs close to the edge. And by working with two pockets, I can make sure that I now put the interfacing on the correct side of this one. It's harder to tell when you've got a solid colour. This is now stabilised, that curved area, and even if you have a slash flat pocket, it will do the same. You might have some markings on your pattern to make sure that your pocket is all lined up. And you pin your slash edge to your pocket facing. You might have a point down here as well, so that your pocket is free swinging from the bottom. If you sew all the way down, sometimes that can pull on the edge of your pocket. So check where you have to sew down to. You can also finish the edge of the pocket before you start working, especially if you've got a fabric that's fraying. Once you've sewn it on, if you've got a curved pocket, you can clip it a little bit. If you've got a slash pocket, then you might have a straight line here. And then you're going to press the pocket so that the seam allowances and the pocket facing are touching. And here is just your single layer of garment. Next, you're going to understitch this. Now you can skip it, but especially if you've got a contrasting pocket facing, you want to understitch the pocket bag side, at the pocket facing side. So you're going to run a stitch line really close to the edge that goes through the pocket facing and all of the seam allowances. None of the stitching will be showing on your garment front. You'll find the understitching will just roll the facing to the back, and you'll get that really nice finish on the front where everything is hidden behind. And this is a really secure pocket now for use and putting your hand in and out, so it won't blow or ripple out. The next stage of the pocket is to put on the pocket bag. And you need to pin this independently to the garment, unless you've got a special pocket that has top stitching, which you sometimes see on utility style jeans and trousers. And you'll have a notch on the side that we're still working with, so that's there, and the layers at the top. This pocket bag will be revealed here, so if you've got some pattern matching to do, if you're doing the same colours, you might want to consider what's happening in this pocket area. Sew the outer edge of the pocket bag, and this creates a pocket you can put your hand in. You can do an extra row of stitching around here if you want to give your pockets a little bit longer life. Next, it's a good idea to tack or baste down these areas here and here, so that when you're joining your side seam, these pockets don't get squashed down or get caught in any other parts of your garment making. That's your basic slash pocket. It's made up of the two parts, the pocket bag and the pocket facing. So here is my finished dress. So you can see the pocket here. It's got that little contrast inside, and that was part of my pattern detail, as well as being able to show you the pocket. Inside I've got that lovely detail where the understitching pulls the facing to the inside. And I've got other contrasting detail to my top, so everything works really harmoniously. You do get variations in slanted pocket drafting, so here are just a few things to look out for and some tips to consider. On more tailored trousers, you might have some more components that make up your pocket rather than just the facing and the bag. So this one has the pocket lining, and this pocket runs to the fly, so you get quite good coverage on the front. But this one has a pocket facing. So this is in lining fabric, but this is in self fabric, so that just behind there doesn't peep lining. You'll have some self fabric, and it will also strengthen the edge of the pocket. And then you've got the bit that goes behind to make that little slash opening. You'll find slanted pockets on trousers that have a waistband, because you can make the opening and then add the band on the top. Don't forget, if you're grading between sizes, particularly between the hip and the waist, then you may need to change your pocket bag pieces, because if you graded this from a 14 waist out to a 16 hip, you would need to make sure that your pocket bag was a little bit bigger on the side, otherwise your pocket would come up a little bit short. So if you're grading between sizes, don't forget to also grade your pocket pieces. Even if your trousers are a gathered casual style, you'll still need a waistband at the top. So it would be unusual to have a slanted pocket going right up like a pyjama top where you just fold the top over. You'll need a separate waistband if you're drafting one yourself. I'll show you what I mean. My daughter is new in her sewing journey, and she just likes to experiment. So she wanted to put slant pockets in these little holiday shorts that she made, but she just cut the slanted pocket. But then by the time she'd lost all the amount of fabric for the turnover for her casing, she'd made quite a small opening for her pocket. Luckily she can get her hand in, and this was all quite bulky when she was trying to thread through a cord. So it is possible, but if you're making gathered trousers with a slanted pocket, you'll be thinking about having a separate waistband. Another thing you might like to try is to use some decorative stitches from your sewing machine to top stitch the edge of your pocket. So although this one has been understitched to keep the lining to the inside, there's also a layer of decorative top stitching. It's a little leaf design, and this comes from New Look 6106. Don't forget, all of your scraps can be used as your pocket bags. So inside I've got a Stores London cotton lawn, which is ideal because I've got denim here. I didn't want to have lots of layers of denim inside my pockets. It keeps it really nice and light. On menswear or men's trousers that have slanted pockets, you'll definitely find there's probably a little bit more tailoring around that slashed pocket. This one's quite a gentle slash, and you need to really think about your pocket facing and pocket pieces if you're making in a plain or solid colour fabric. Always drives me a little bit crazy, this pattern, but I just want to show you a few tips. So this is the pocket bag, and it's got this very gentle slant here. But in order for the reveals inside the pocket here to have a really clean finish, it has pocket facings, and they look so similar, but one goes on one side and one goes on another, and it's these notches that you need to look for to make sure that that one is sewn on there, that one is sewn on there on top of the lining piece, and then when it's folded, your pocket bag can be a printed fabric or a lining fabric or a different fabric, but these two facings are the pieces that when the pocket peeps out, it's the same as the rest of the trousers. So sometimes pockets take quite a bit of time at the beginning of your pattern, but they really do make the finished garment something a little bit special and a touch more than homemade. So make sure you have your notches and you mark the right side and wrong side of your fabrics if you need to make a left one and a right one. For those who like to ask, I'm wearing a Grainline Studio Scout tee, which is one of my favourite go-to patterns for a woven t-shirt top. I like the openness of the neck. It hasn't got any darts, it's such a clever draft, and this is made in a linen cotton mix. Thank you very much for watching. If you have another pocket variation that you would like to see, then you can leave that in comments below and we might be able to put that on one of our playlists. Our playlists are available over on the YouTube channel. You can click and subscribe there for free, and there's loads and loads of content there for you to digest. There are sew-alongs, learn to sew tutorials, the fabric masterclass, how to use your overlocker, lots and lots of inspiration around new fabric releases and pattern pairing. There really is something for everybody. If you'd like to visit our website, you can hop over there too and make a free account. You can share your makes there, you can add a description, you can look what other Minerva makers have been up to, or you can just browse our website. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.